Eric Abankwa.
Eric Abankwa.
Abankom. Take your time. Abankom.
No, let me take the
Abankom.
Abankwam.
Yes.
Eric.
W-O-1.
W-O Eric Abankwam.
W-O-1. Take your time, gentlemen. W-O-1.
No, you have to emphasize on the one.
Yes.
W-O-1.
Yes.
Eric Abankwam.
Yes.
Good morning
the
to
Ghana
him.
Military Police.
Good morning to him from wherever he's listening to us from.
Mark Ankra of FPR as well. Major Aban. Quite a couple of them. But Charlie, how have you been? You say you didn't hear of the rain.
No, I actually didn't see.
You didn't feel it?
There wasn't rain from where I came from.
Your area has no rain.
There was no rain at all, and Charlie, so I was very surprised when I was coming.
Do you live at Bawebulemi?
No, I do not live. I do not live anywhere close to Bawe.
Because you must have been in a hole not to have felt the rain.
No, it didn't rain everywhere. I think it rained in most parts around these parts.
Yeah.
But it didn't rain from where I came from.
Yo, we hear you.
It was when I got to Lands Commission area.
Right.
I was doing the journey.
Okay, towards the Switchback Road.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I saw that, okay, there were ponds and ponds of
water.
But
even in the estate?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, along the stretch from Lands Commission all the way to Christ the King.
Yeah, but that's an estate. That's an estate. That's a bougie area.
Yes,
that's the Ambassador Link. Ambassadors have their residence there.
Absolutely.
And you have patches of water.
In fact, there's an embassy there as well.
No, there's not just one. If you're from Lands Commission coming all the way up to Christ the King, you'll find I think there are a couple of them, about 4 or 5, and then you have the National Development Planning Commission.
And some
you say
other...
there are patches of water?
No, there were little ponds.
Ponds?
Yes, ponds. It wasn't...
Charlie,
it was
development is a complex business, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Because even the NDPC's office has,
I know.
Yeah.
Just ponds. I mean, just small ponds which gather when...
Chief, don't make excuse for anybody. Excuses for anybody.
I will not... It is not in my place to make an excuse for the National Development Planning Commission.
So
I will not even attempt...
It's their job to fix potholes, but if they put it in a document and they chase the implementation, we're sure it will be fine. Yeah. Auntie Adole Brown, good morning to you. She's of the Ruby Joe Education Center at Amamfrom in... But Moena, I've been concerned about the Ghanaianness of our conversations sometimes. We will get to that, but see the daily graphic here as well, maybe belated, but let's just quickly take a look at the front pages, shall we? The daily graphic this morning says, government boosts power supply capacity, 2,500 transformers being installed nationwide. That's a story by Mohamed Fugu and Abubakar Al-Hassan Baba. Also, Asante Hene honors President Mahama, 2 former presidents with gold medal. VVU, that's the Valley View University, proposes tuition support for private tertiary students. On the back page, IPMC donates streetlights, ICT labs to support education in rural areas, and ENI Ghana leads partnership to expand healthcare access in the Western region. The Ghanaian Times this morning says court sets aside Judicial Council's dismissal of Judge Wawolo. That's a story on page 3. Fire outbreak decline, but damage costs, road crash casualties surge. Ghana National Fire Service report will complete all inherited projects, according to Ahmed Ibrahim, who's a Minister for Local Government and Rural Development. Government invests 50 billion Ghana cedis in road sector in 16 months, according to President John Dramani Mahama. 50 billion Ghana cedis, road sector alone, 16 months. Wow. ECG unveils 3.46 billion Ghana cedis plan to stabilize power supply. Mr. Kpekpena is the boss of the ECG. Tidal waves ravage Fuveme in the Volta region. Daily Guide, CSOs criticized over natural resources destruction silence. Intimidation can't break the NPP. Bawumia to government. Oh, Chief, who is intimidating you, sir? Nigerian grabbed for operating brothel in the Ashanti region, Esther Egbuama. Esther Egbuama. Wontumi gets another chance to file witness statement, and on the back page we're being told that May Day is coming. May Day for all workers.
Labor. I think that's
International Labor Day.
Somewhere next week.
It should be next week, yeah. Because
Somewhere next week.
This weekend is it's literally the end of the month of April, and then we shall get into.
So the next weekend will
itself,
be the month of May.
That's right. That's right. No, in fact, yes. The next next Friday.
Yes.
Friday will be
It's a holiday, and
the
so
holiday.
It will transition.
But are we talking about holidays? We don't have holidays. Do we have holidays?
No, I mean for our listeners who are listening.
Yeah.
I mean
the UK Antiadelo, so they call it a bank holiday.
Exactly.
Bank holiday.
And so they will get to revel in catching a bit more in terms of rest, their weekends being longer and all of that. We will not have that.
But as for us,
no holiday.
They speak into the microphone, each and every day.
That song, I always come back to it and say it's like he was talking to journalists, Article 1.
Yeah, Article 1.
Like he was talking to journalists because we do not get any days off. Yeah. And I remember very well during the days of COVID. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Everybody else was home. But I was with another media house then. They found a very interesting way when everybody else was home.
Yeah.
The company will ferry each and every individual
they'll find you to come to work
to the office, and when you close, they'll ferry you back.
So at the time, I think Stephen Enti was still here, and he was literally my partner to and fro work, and sometimes Komla. Kluche as well, so those two were the ones who at the time my vehicle was misbehaving, so I'll tag along with them. And when I was each time I was about to leave home, my wife said, "Are you? Everybody is at home." Okay, and we'll be making references to all my friends in the neighborhood, the bankers, the lawyers, blah blah blah. Everybody is at home. Where are you going? I'm going to work. At the time, they gave us a big tag to show that yes, that's your pass.
Yeah, press person, and so you could go through
and all of that. And Charlie, it was really a tough time for us. Were we considered that essential service providers?
Yes, we were.
We were giving some of the money.
No, allowances were not made available for media persons.
In fact, some other people said that they actually didn't get their monies.
Health professionals, right?
Some of the health professionals
that came up.
We sit with them.
What I remember was being done was that some financial allocations was to be provided to media houses amidst the difficulties at the time. I don't recall my media house then getting some, but I know there was that announcement, and I think there was provision made to some media houses, back then. But it was. Looking back at it, it was some experience.
The concept of busing the folks who were providing essential service also gave me a certain glimmer of hope that if we put our minds to it, we'll be able to do it. I saw the Ghana Police Service at the time volunteer their buses to take people around, other buses that belong to state institutions, like as was done in December. Was also put out there, so you find nurses and doctors and others who could not, but who could show proof that they were actually on duty, were giving free rides and all of that. I remember one time I got to the Kwame Nkrumah Circle House with Stephen and we were driving, and then the policeman stopped us. So we were wondering, what have we done? And because everything was intact. And then he stopped and said, "Mother, I see my 100 Ghana every day. But Crawford and Penny for no Martinez can so no more money chicken be no more the brain. Yes, you could be a Muran or say 25 citizens, 75 citizens into Mukanjegu mum. This was a policeman giving us first hand info that Charlie was supposed to receive 100 Ghana cedis every day.
I recall that.
For being here. And then they suddenly decided, oh, Charlie, we should be giving a pack of food instead. And so they went to do their own investigations, found out that.
But where were they going to buy the food?
Charlie, the pack
food
of
vendors and all of that.
But the food vendors were allowed.
No, some were allowed.
Yeah.
But you see, because people were not we're not moving to and fro like on a regular.
We're not patronizing. But Kwame Nkrumah Circle was a place where it was basking with a lot of activity. And you know, one thing that COVID taught me was that people will always go to the point where people are congregated. So person A picks their food, and the first place they think about is the Kwame Nkrumah Circle.
Because there will be people there.
It means that we know that there's a problem there. It means that we know that there are a lot of squatters there. It means we know that it is a ticking time bomb. After COVID, what did we do about it? It's a question. I recall so well that during COVID, when we fed some people for 3 weeks, the temporary lockdown was for 3 weeks, right? And the 3 weeks was not the entire nation. It was in Accra
and Greater
Kumasi, Kaswa, and parts of Tema, right? So
those were the 4 areas.
Yes. So it was not. So Bolga was not closed down. Tamale was not closed down. Name them.
Just these 4 areas.
They were all not closed. Cape Coast was not closed down, etc. Now, after the 3 weeks, when everybody was asked to go out there, how did they call it? Safe distancing and all of that.
Social distancing.
Yes, depending on how, who was talking to you. I realized that during that period when the feeding was not happening, and people in the first week, especially the first week after the 3 weeks, people were still skeptical not to come out. And I found that when you're going home, for example, you descend the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, the Circle Dubai, and you're turning towards Fan Mill, Gihog, TV Africa area, you find the boys, they literally swarm your vehicle, not to attack you, but they were begging you for what to eat. And I said to Stephen Nti at the time that, you see these boys, we will be able to give them something today, but if consistently they do not find food here, they will walk to the houses. And when they walk to the houses, it may be one old helpless woman who is at home alone with maybe a house help, and they walk in and they can take whatever they like, do whatever they want, and just move out. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
It's a big problem that our people have to look at. And then, interestingly, do you remember that during COVID as well, people were doing a lot of jogging? Did you see that? Did you notice that?
Health became very important.
People were jogging.
Very important.
People were jogging.
I think we saw a lot of resort as well to very natural
ways of keeping healthy.
The food was reduced from a lot of the junk.
Yeah, because you're told that, Charlie, if you eat this and you eat that,
yes, you could trigger. I mean, people were now also very conscious about underlying health conditions.
That's right.
A lot of people actually just moved about not knowing whether or not they had underlying health conditions because COVID exposed that if you had underlying health conditions, it could trigger and you could lose your life pretty easily. And so that got people to look in that direction as well. I was seeing people do a lot of herbal inhalation.
Yes, neem tree
inhalations, and all of that.
Overnight doctors, and they remember that what our ancestors left for us is good.
To do that, to cleanse the system and all of that has been thrown away.
We've thrown everything away.
Now
Back
that we
to
know
factory
that,
settings.
now that we know that COVID crana is yes,
but then also, the sports, where people go to have their favorite beverages, chilled beverages, or as King Kweku Mensah would say, liquid motivation. They were supposed to have been closed during the total lockdown, or the partial lockdown, if you will. And interestingly, there were some of the places that you would go, some of the barracks and the rest that you would go that, Charlie, they didn't care. They were doing their things. So I mean, you enter a place, a police, barracks, for example, a prison's barracks, for example, and everybody was sitting there. I mean, who are you going to arrest? In fact, in the first place, who is coming there to arrest who? Yes, but if you opened yours, within a certain suburb or a vicinity, then you would have problems.
Right.
Then you have problems.
Right. Of the many things I want us to focus on this morning is the 100 buses which were brought in by the government. Is there a reason why we have not seen them on the road? I saw pictures of the ministers doing some inspection or whatever. But if my memory serves me correctly, when the Minister for Government Communications addressed the press as to government interventions to reduce fuel prices and to reduce the burden in terms of how much it costs the ordinary Ghanaian to move in and around the capital and other parts, the rollout of the buses was an important part of it. And yet, after 2 weeks, we don't know if registrations are done. We don't know when it's supposed to be on the road. I would have expected the intervention and the manner in which it was announced will suggest some urgency into it being ruled out. But nothing in that regard at all. And it's like business as usual. Yes, we've got 2 cities off diesel, and so we can take all the time in the world to register the vehicles before we decide as to which routes we should deploy them on and when they hit the road.
I agree with you. I think that the whole essence of the bus margins and some other taxes have been affected by it. The boss is even complaining that they would be losing about 40 million a month, and they want a reversal immediately. Situations improve in the Middle East, etc. The president was very emphatic when he mentioned that the buses that have been brought in should charge lesser fees or lesser fares than what is being charged by the commercial drivers. I reckon that could, create some healthy competition and also help the drivers to come along and also know that, look, it is for all of us and for all of our good. But you're right, Mawena. Where are the buses?
Yeah, it looks like there's no urgency in terms of
and that's always been my problem with governments over time. You remember in 2019, Marina, I had gone to host the Ghana's Most Beautiful finale at the Accra International Conference Center, the Grand Arena. That's what it's called these days, right? And then it was a rainy Sunday evening. I remember so well. I'd gone to MC party for one of our big women here at the time, Millicent Adai, and I came. I had to rush in, so my cousin came to pick me on a motorbike. So in the rain, I'd come, and I was just coming to host the show. This was about 1 hour to the show when I got there. Just when we got to the entrance and we were, maneuvering our way through the thick crowd to get in, I saw a lot of ambulances parked at the State House in the frontage of Parliament. So I was thinking, what are the ambulances doing? Because just 2 days, guess what? Just 2 days ago, somebody at Kaneshi Polyclinic had to be
at the time.
Yes, at the time, to be transferred. They literally had to go and borrow an ambulance from one of their clinics around. I think it was Holy Trinity or Kuku Clinic. I don't remember exactly which one, but literally had to go. So what they did was that they did a card for the person, blah blah blah. I don't know how they did it. They as if to say that the person then is on admission, etc. And then they moved this individual in that borrowed, for the want of a better expression, to the place. And I said, if we have all these ambulances here, why should people be struggling? Then we were told that these ambulances are supposed to be brought in, retrofitted, given trackers, blah 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 blah. Never mind that later we saw some of them carrying blocks and cement and cassava and planting goats and etc. Because if they had trackers, then we wouldn't have had that kind of situation on our hands. That's one. But I got to know that And I pestered the Minister for Health for that, because I remember that the Orbis Flying Eye came into the country at the time. I had the privilege to go and MC for them. That's the world's biggest aircraft. They do, what do you call it? They come maybe from Italy, they come to Ghana, they are here, you have an eye problem. Interestingly, that you are rubbing your eyes, they have an eye problem. And they conduct real-time eye operations, optical, right on the ground. And I was MC and the Minister was there. So as part of my MC, because I've been trying to get answers from him. So as part of my MC, when the Minister came to talk, then when he was leaving, I just stood by him and said, Mr. Minister, the ambulances, how far, what's up? So he explained, blah, 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 everything. And then soon thereafter, the ambulances were put at the Independence Square. They were launched, big one. Then somebody called me and said, but we have brought in over 300 ambulances. We won't just go and distribute them without a ceremony. So the lives of the people really was not the focal point. The focal point was that there was a ceremony. We were in 2019. 2020 was an election year, and we were waiting so that in 2020 you do it, it would push up the hype. We are not in 2028. The buses have come. We have seen the pictures and the videos.
Yeah.
We have seen the ministers go and tour the place. The people need the buses. Put the buses on the road, because I remember when the tour was done, they said that, the specifications that they gave the Israelis have all the boxes have been ticked.
In fact, at the time it landed at the port, we were told that.
The camera in there, that every specification that they gave the Israelis have been fulfilled. So why are we keeping the buses?
What's the hold up? Is it registration from the DVLA
I'm saying that
is holding
if government,
a deployment
if I can, and if you have the money, and people have the money in this country, bring a vehicle from Tema Port, DP, drive from port, straight to a DVLA testing center. If
finish
the car
all
is
of the
fit,
work,
and then DVLA tests it and passes it, and right from there they change from DP to DV, and then maybe it goes to do the test driving, blah blah blah, comes back and the person is okay. They put it in the system, and within a short period you can get it tested. How long have these vehicles been here?
It's been more than 2 to 3 weeks.
And this is government to government. This is government to government. So what is the difficulty? It should not be. If private people can do it, why should it be difficult for government to do business with its own self? We don't need the buses to be grounded, to be there, sitting there, and showing that we have X number of buses in our fleet. No.
100 buses.
At this point, I would have expected that the transport minister would have come to us, or the Metro Mass would have come to us to say that, look, okay, we have 100 buses. This is the distribution per region, or this is the distribution per maybe Southern Belt, Middle Belt, or Northern Belt. We are not taking any to we are not leaving any in the Southern Belt now. We're taking it to the Middle Belt, Northern Belt, or we are taking out the Middle Belt and doing Southern Belt and Northern Belt. We should be getting a plan. Then you say, okay, so we'll put 3 on the Kaswa, Kanishi, Accra stretch, and then we'll put another 3 on the Circle, Pokwase, and Masaman stretch, and then we'll put another, that kind of distribution.
Traffic prone areas.
So then you let me know that, okay, if I'm struggling with Trotro and you see people exchange blows, just trying to find Trotsky, and people also create that artificial, struggle. In that artificial struggle, that's where they get to rob people. So if I had to go and fight, I'm wearing a 3-piece suit, I am wearing a cream kaftan. Imagine us fighting over Trotsky in the morning before we come to work.
Every time.
Everything
I've
will
seen
be dirty.
Videos. Just this week, I saw videos
Everything will
of
be dirty.
persons stranded by the roadside in search of buses and all of that. And it allows the drivers to fleece passengers and all of that with these short trips things. And the buses have been here, 100 buses. Fantastic. I mean, they've come in very early, right? Get them on the road. What are we waiting for? About, we have to do a commissioning, we have to do... People need the buses on the roads. it should be front and center in terms of how you want to ease the pain. The governance, it is to help make life meaningful to the ordinary people.
I honestly think that it should be a matter of urgency. It should be out there, so people can make time to say that, look, I know that the buses will run throughout the day, but if I am there early, I'm getting it. So even if it's 20 pesos or maybe 30 pesos that's taking off the fare, it would give an indication to the other commercial drivers that, Charlie, if we don't take care, and the next strand comes in August, and August is not far off.
Yeah.
If these work and the next one comes, and the next set comes in August, and the next set in November, we will be busy.
In fact, we need to know what the plan is for the entire.
Exactly what I'm saying. That, look, at this point, I would have expected that beyond telling us that the buses are going to come, and the buses now have come, you now have to come and give us a plan. That, okay, we have identified, like the police will do before the election, that these are the flashpoints that we know. And then based on the flashpoints that we know, we are concentrating on these areas, but we are not also losing sight of the fact that these areas are potential flashpoints. So we'll have a distribution, but they will have their own plan, but they won't share the full plan with you, only to explain to you that these are the flashpoints that we know. But in this particular instance, the ministry and the Metromas have not come to tell us that, oh, Charlie, this is our plan. And that's worrying. The buses have to be there, but first we need to know the plan, we need to know the routes, and then we need to know what fares they are charging, the competitive fares they are charging as compared to what is already on the market.
Right.
The president was very emphatic. And so they cannot do anything opposite what the president directed.
Absolutely, because these are 300 buses.
But this is 100.
No, I'm saying that by the end of the year, we'll have 300 buses on the road, headed towards different parts. It cannot be that the conversation was, oh, let's just add 300 buses to the fleet and then that was done. There has to be a plan, a reason as to how things are going to be done. And you've made the points. I'm just seeking to go over it again. That we understand in what areas we are going to deploy the buses. In what fashion we are going. It's not we are just bringing the bus and we are coming to pour it into the system. Can we have a system where when these Metromas buses are in, they'll operate? Because when they started, I recall very well, I was a lot younger then. You know, at 4 p.m., the bus is moving
getting a bus,
in this direction at this point in time and all of that. Are we returning to something like that so that people can know that, oh, at exactly 4:30, the Metromas bus gets to Flagstaff House bus stop. At exactly 4:30 p.m. It gets to Flagstaff House bus stop. And I can get on it and calculating the traffic by 5:30 p.m. I'm at, say, Medina.
We would have a problem with that because we have not properly created the bus lanes. That's one. But that would have
that's what I factor in the traffic.
That would have been an ideal situation. I remember when the Ayalolo, which is a Gan lingua or a Gan word, which means that we are still going. Ayalolo. It's not Ayalolo. It's Ayalolo. We are still going. I remember that they started off on a pilot basis. They even had cards that you can load up, right? If you're a regular commuter on that stretch, you load your card and then you can just swipe or tap like it's done elsewhere in advanced countries. You get there, you tap, and then you can enter the bus, and then you want to return, you tap. And it was so convenient for people who lived around the Pokwase and Masamang area. I remember, some of the places that they did. Well, we did so well. We worked so hard to collapse it. Now, it's obvious that we are not going to get that kind of service with these new buses that we have. But the ultimate thing and the principal thing is that it must be brought onto the roads now. It must be brought onto the roads now. The purpose for which they were acquired must be felt by the people. The people must start feeling the whole point that, look, government has bought buses with my money, or with some loan that was contracted in my name, or with some grant that was given in my name, and I must reap the full benefits of that bus service. Otherwise, it's the problem. Look, and we all pretend, but most of our trotros are actually not roadworthy, and they are not supposed to be on the roads, and they are not supposed to be trotros. Marina, I dare to say, right, that you and I, if we are in a three-piece suit like you are this morning, you will not.
You are mentioning this.
No, but it is true. A charcoal gray three-piece suit with a white shirt, very pristine. You will not get onto a certain trotro that is leaking, that has rusty metal, rusty seats and all of that. You would never get onto it. I have sat in trotros where the roof was literally leaking, and I could see the floor as the driver moved. The vehicle, was in motion. You could see the floor, the bare floor, right there, the street. And we have many of those out there. There are people who sit in Trotsky's, they take an hour's journey or maybe an hour and a half, and by the time they disembark, they either have some waist pain or some back pain or some knee pain because they've been knocking their knees each time the vehicle hits a pothole against, a certain, seats that's in front of them.
I'll not let you go too far. Was it Saturday or Friday in and around East Legon? Enyunam was sharing a story with me as to a trotro bus, a sprinter bus.
Right.
The bus was in motion, and then the back tire just came out. There's so for every tire, it's held by a metal or something.
That's right, in the hub and all of that.
It just came out. One side just came out whilst there were passengers in the vehicle.
Yeah.
And the bus was parked there as at Saturday morning, which when you're coming from... because I mostly drive, mostly I'm in a vehicle which is moving. I do not know, but around the Al Rayyan school area.
That's the Roman Ridge area.
Inside the East Legon.
Okay, East Legon. Al Rayyan, not Roman Ridge. Yeah, East Legon.
So on that stretch, I'm sure.
Okay, towards the roundabout.
Where you're going to use a tunnel.
That's right.
The bus was parked there. And for a number of people who are listening to us who may have used that stretch, they would have seen the bus.
They left it there?
Yes.
Abandoned?
It was left there, I'm sure, for the mechanics to come and ferry it away and go and do a few things here and there. That bus got road certification for this year.
How?
Roadworthiness.
How?
It got roadworthiness certificate for this year.
How?
And was operating.
How?
And yet, at some point in time, we had officials of the DVLA stationed on the road and were checking for nobody is saying
road
don't
safety
do that.
Authority and all of that. Yeah.
Nobody is saying don't do that. In fact, DVLA officials proper. And for anything you did not have, the fine was it 250 cedis?
On the spot.
On the spot. You are in every right
to do that. We salute them. But
you don't do that to private vehicle owners. And then you leave death traps to continue to be on our road and give them roadworthy certificates every year.
I said, I have had occasion where I was driving a DV vehicle. In front of me or ahead of me were 4 other vehicles, 2 privately owned, and of course all were privately owned, but 2 private vehicles and 2 commercial vehicles. Now, one of the commercial vehicles was this, what do they call it, LT or something like that. One of those, it looks like a Benz Baz, mini Benz Baz, LT, is usually brought in as a cargo, van, and then later they'll retrofit it, cut portions of it, fix glasses, etc. Now, this vehicle lacked alliance. You look at it and the vehicle is tilted to one side.
Ikpafan.
Johnny, it is dancing as on to. And then the exhaust was giving dark vibes. Let me put it that way, or dark fumes. Let me put it that way. And so I was behind this vehicle. I was so irritated. And then there was a police checkpoint. This was around what? Is it Dacoman Junction? Yeah. So first vehicle goes through, second vehicle goes through. Then this Trotsky is made to pass, and my DV vehicle is stopped. So when I stopped, I parked. And then the gentleman said, "Master, good morning. Let me see your logbook, blah, 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 blah." So he went everything. Talking, license, blah, 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 blah. I gave him everything. I said, "Come." I said, "What is your name, sir?" He said, "Why am I asking?" I said, you see this dash cam?" Until Adole, "Good morning." He said, "Thank you for the dash cam." So you see this dash cam? It has recorded that you saw a vehicle that all of us, even without expertise, can say that this vehicle is not fit for purpose on the road. You are not interested because it has a number plate. You are interested in a DV vehicle because no coffee will come from there, or what?
Let me mention that we've been trying to get the Transport Ministry as well as the Metro Mass Transit Limited, because the bus will be within their domain and they will be the operators of the buses, not the van, of the buses. The Deputy MD's numbers are currently out of reach, but we're working the phone lines to get a bit more, as well as the Transport Ministry, to help us appreciate why 3 weeks down the line there has been no word whatsoever as to when these buses will be on the road.
They have no idea?
No, I'm not saying they have no idea. I'm just saying
I would have been gobsmacked.
We're yet to get word as to why they are not on the road, and perhaps they can provide an explanation as to why after 3 weeks. But I think in the vein of having communications or talking about transport and means of mobility within the capital, there's another subject area which falls squarely within the transport domain, which perhaps I think needs a bit of attention. The work and pay situation with drivers and vehicle owners. I think it's been known for quite a while that it's an area where if you're a driver and you're looking for a means to own or to work, I mean, as a means of employment, you can get someone who's bought a bus or has bought a vehicle.
Yeah.
And now companies, I understand companies are into it as well.
A lot of the banks are as well.
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of the banks are into it as
houses,
well. Finance houses.
That, yeah.
And so they bring in a number of vehicles and then they give them out to workers under work and pay conditions. Some of the terms from which, and I've spoken to a number of ride-hailing drivers, some of whom are doing the work and pay. It's the terms of the agreement raise a lot of questions.
It's suicidal.
To be very
suicidal.
Honest. To be very honest.
If you do the calculus properly, you would then come to understand why somebody would pick people from, say, Carnation all the way to Sefi, right? Whether we also are Contombra or wherever it is, and want to drive back that same day, which doesn't make sense. Because if an STC bus lives here, right, leaves this place, Accra, and goes to Sefi, that driver is made to rest. And then another driver will take over that trip. That driver rests until the next morning, then he takes another trip down. In the situation of the pay as you go, as I like to call them, not work and pay, it's pay as you go, they don't have that kind of rest. That's where the inducements come in. So they are drinking all manner of things, they are smoking all manner of things, they are sniffing all manner of things, just to keep them agile, awake. So they are on the road, their eyes are opened, they are there, but half of the senses, the neurologists will tell you, are gone. And that is what explains some of the unthinkable overspeeding that happens on the road. Because we are humans. If you are tired, you are tired. There's very little you can do about it. If you are tired, you are tired. But the person who has brought in the vehicle, let's say it goes to buy the vehicle at, say, 190,000 or 250,000 Ghana cedis. He wants to recoup the money in like a year, in like 2 years. Where would the driver get that kind of money to give to you?
If it were, you see, and if it were about just recouping, and I mean, I did a little economics whilst I wasn't an economics student,
Right.
but I know that when you purchase something via high purchase,
Right.
the price is higher.
That's right.
As compared
Because
to if you bought it.
You're giving patience to pay.
Exactly. If you bought it off.
Yeah.
But under higher purchase, you don't buy the item for twice its price.
That's right.
Or 3 times
That's
its
right.
price.
It's slightly inched up. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, finding out based on conversations with a number of these drivers that by the time you're done paying, sometimes you pay 2 times
Yeah.
the value of the vehicle.
No, I was even coming to a point. That's correct. But you're also coming to the point where the work and pay situation puts a huge burden on the driver. Now, at any point, let's say within the 2 years,
You've default
if you
payment.
default, it robs off all the work that you have done, and you cannot. I mean, I don't know who sets those terms, but it's draconian. It's unfair. Look, there are people who have gone to take vehicles for work and pay because perhaps maybe their salaries are not enough.
Yeah.
So they want to do some extra job. I'm not against extra job. I do extra jobs as well. So I'm not against anybody who does any of that. Because your salary alone cannot take care of you.
It will not take care of you.
It will actually kill you.
you.
It will kill you. So that's why God has given you talents. And you must use that talent. That's one. But, so this person has a talent of driving. Says, oh, I can do work and pay. I close at maybe 5. And then I can do maybe 3-4 hours, maybe 5 hours after my shift, and then I can go and park the vehicle. So brings the vehicle, and I know people who actually work in offices who do this work and pay business. They are supposed to report to work at 8 or maybe 9. So they start off at maybe 3:30 a.m. They are doing their Uber, Bolt, Yango, whatever it is. They wake up early. They set up the app and they start picking people to work, and from work to people, from work to people, from work. When it hits by 6:30, they know it's time for me to start getting closer to work. So they set their destination
towards the office.
And then they start picking people. They get to their office and park the vehicle. At lunchtime, they set the destination towards where they probably might be going to have lunch or buy their lunch. They go, they drop people.
Then they set it back
so
to the
they
office.
order their food. While they wait for their food, they drop people within the vicinity, who are coming to pick up their food, drop, blah, 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 blah. Then they pick up their food and come back to the office. In the evening when they close, or when they're about to close, then they set the destination towards their home or wherever it is that they want to, and then they do a few rounds before they come. Now, if such a person is being innovative in this way to try to make ends meet in an economy that was run down, which is now picking up, how do you as a car owner then put a lot of stress on a person?
500. Thankfully,
Yeah.
we've been joined by one Ima,
Okay.
who is a driver
Right.
doing work and pay, to help us appreciate. And he actually called in to want to share his
We appreciate Ima.
experience. Ima, we appreciate you joining us this morning. I trust that all is well. Let's start. Great. Let's start off with the business that you're in. How long have you been a driver and have been under this work and pay conditions?
For the work and pay His condition is 1 year, 9 months now.
1 year, 9 months now.
Yes.
So they reset it from 2 years.
So,
to 1 year, 9 months.
so you were saying something.
So they reset it from 2 years to 1 year, 9 months now.
Okay.
Which means that the time, the duration that he would have worked to pay has now been reduced further by 3 months.
Right. Ima, in the 1 year, 9 months, how much longer do you have to work before the vehicle becomes yours?
4 years.
You have 4 more years.
I have 2 years, 3 months now.
Right. Emma, help us appreciate what vehicle you are using to do the operation, so that
Suzuki Expresso.
Oh, so it's the Suzuki Expresso. I think I know that. Which ride-hailing service are you mostly on?
This Uber.
You're with Uber. And
Uber.
how has it been like when you entered the contract for the vehicle and the 4 years duration? How much are you supposed to pay by the end of the 4 years?
We are paid 312,000.
By the time you're done with your work and pay, you would have paid 312,000 cedis.
Yes, please.
For which vehicle?
Suzuki Expresso.
That's a small vehicle.
I
So how much does that vehicle cost on the market? I mean, it's look. Are you kidding me? This is slavery. It's modern day slavery. So now I want to understand. Within this period, while you are paying all these monies to the owner of the vehicle, do you get some of the money for your pocket or for yourself?
Oh, Mr. Johnny, that is where the problem comes.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine I'm paying 250 cities a day.
Right.
And at the same time, I'm paying a service charge.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the Uber charge?
Right.
So imagine, let's say I work for today, I get 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Mm-hmm.
I have to pay 265 cedis to my company.
Right.
Then I have to pay Uber charges like 250 there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have to fill the car with fuel, let's say 300 cedis.
Right.
So just look at the money that will left for me.
So 250 plus 300, that's 550.
Yeah, 265.
265 for service charge as well. That's
No, for the car owner. Then let's say 250 for the Uber charges.
So every day
Because
you make sales of 250 cedis.
No, it depends.
265.
265.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do the calculus. So 265 for the car owner, right?
Yes.
And then you pay you buy fuel, like say 300 cedis, right?
Yes.
And then you
Yes.
pay the service charge of how much? What's the percentage?
It's 30%.
30%. So that's another 300 cedis. So
Yes.
that's 865 cedis. Out of 1,000 cedis. Marina.
So how are you?
135 cedis.
Right.
For all the stress.
How do you survive? How do you cope?
That's why we are complaining every blessed day that these people, they are killing us. Even though we are not ungrateful people, we are happy that they
Right.
give us a job to do.
Right.
But at least, if they will not do anything about the money we are paying to the company, they should do something about Uber charges.
So
How can we be paying 250 for 300 cities? The more you work, the more you pay Uber charges.
that's
and
that's
this
how
is-
taxation works. So we those who are first student type people, we have been paying this for a long time.
Yeah, Mr. Johnny, but look at this, my car. 312,000. How?
Now, do you work, Ima? Do you work throughout the week, like Monday to Sunday?
24/7. I don't go to church 7 Campbell.
Hey,
So we work from Monday to Saturday.
okay.
Then Sunday is for your resting day, but Sunday is for you. If you like, you can work. If you like,
And that, as for that, nobody takes what do you call it? Anything from you.
Yeah, but that one day you pay Uber charges.
Okay. But when you work, the money goes to you because you don't have to pay.
Yeah, the money goes to you.
But Ima, tell me, so who does the servicing of the vehicle for you? Do you do it yourself, or does the company do it for you?
The company do it. But one thing about it is that we have there are petty things that the company is taking from us.
Okay.
Let's say the Uber sticker like this on the car. It's like we are doing advert for Uber. So Uber pay for it.
Right.
But that money goes to the company. And the insurance for the car is comprehensive.
Right.
But when something happens, the driver doesn't get anything. Let's assume that when something happens, and they will repair the car for you. When they repair the car for you, they will use the same money to bail you the driver again. So if I'm paying 10 cedis after paying for the car finish, that money will be there for me. I have to work and pay for that money too.
Wait, I don't understand.
So he's saying that the vehicles are insured. They are comprehensively insured. Now, if the vehicle is involved in an accident, the company now takes the vehicle to the insurer to make a claim to repair the vehicle. But that repair, irrespective of the fact that the vehicle is comprehensively insured, that repair and the cost of same is now put on his head, that he has to be paying gradually over time. Ima, is that what you're saying? Hello, Ima?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Johnny.
So you are saying that your vehicle is insured, correct?
Yes.
And it is comprehensive.
Yeah.
So if an accident happens, your company now takes the vehicle and then goes to the insurance to go and make a claim. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then when the claim is made, the vehicle is repaired and given back to you. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then when the repair is done, the receipt and the charges that the insurance company paid is now given to you to start paying small. Is that correct?
Yes.
But how is that the case when the vehicle is insured and the insurance company takes care of the entire cost in repairing the vehicle?
That's what we don't understand. So, Mr. Johnny, this the serious aspect about the whole business. You see, in case I have an issue with a rider,
right,
and the rider make some comment about me which have to lead to my account.
Right.
When Uber block your account, if we like, you can work for 3 years, 11 months. Let with that 1 month, when they block your account, you lose the car.
Hey.
And it happened to most of our colleagues. And after you lose the car, the money you pay or a share you won't get anything.
That's that day, unfortunately. But do you drivers also get a chance to tell your side of the story? For example, are these vehicles fitted with recorders so that it captures what transpired, so that it's not just the rider's word against yours, which will be taken hook, line, and sinker by the companies that are doing this for you? Do you get a chance like that?
Yes, Mr. John, the thing is, when it comes to Uber doesn't joke with his customers. So whenever a rider make a comment about you, the driver, Uber therefore block you before he will try to even say he's doing investigation. And I don't know where he's been the investigation for.
But how are you, Ima? How are you, the driver, protected as well? What is your interest in all of this? How are you protected?
So sometimes when it happens like that, because Uber doesn't have office at Ghana here, they have to communicate with them from South Africa or California or something like that. Before then, if there's lucky on your part, they can open the account for you. But if it happens like that they don't open the account for you, automatically you lose the car with that.
So you can work for 3 years.
It says even if it's 1 month,
11 months. And if
when your account is being blocked, you lose the car.
Can you give us a rough estimate as to how many drivers may have suffered something like this? Persons you know who may have suffered.
The people that I know right now, I can tell they are my friends. They are two guys. They are two guys. They lost their car, and even the recently guy that lost his car self-crample. They give the car to another driver who is doing the work and pay. And he also had an accident with the car. The last time the guy was complaining bitterly about it. So it's too much. It's too much.
And when it happened, I'm listening to you.
When I came to the premises over the self-crample, I told Kuzo that they should do something about or they should even call us so that we also come and heavy express what we are going through. We are going through a lot. I may say our own self-crample is better because some people are even doing 450 a day, and that is the accident.
Yeah, I know there are people who do 500 cedis a day.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, but when you look at the car self-crample and they say this car you are paying like this, just imagine yesterday somebody put it on our platform that boxing a week you have to do 4,500. How for 5 years?
Wow.
It's too much. They are killing us slowly, and then that's why the accident rate is too much.
Yeah.
It's too much
because you're stressing. You are trying so hard to meet the target.
Yes.
For Emmanuel,
both like this.
Yes.
Both like this. You have to do 120 trips a day, a week. How?
100. That's the target. 120 trips a week.
120 trips.
If you are not able to do it, what happens?
It's like for my own like this, when you don't meet the target like that, and if they see that the car overworked more than you didn't meet the distance, they will charge you for the mileage.
So you have to now fork out money to pay?
Yeah, they will charge you for mileage, so you have to pay for the mileage.
Wow.
Interesting.
Charlie. Sorry. How many children do you have, if you don't mind telling us?
I have 4 children.
How are you surviving?
Only God. With God. God. I don't go lie.
But before this, what were you doing in terms of employment?
You said?
Before this, what were you doing? What work were you doing?
I was driving, we were distributing a disposable cap, packs, a whole lot of these plastic items.
And what made you change your mind to come and do this ride-hailing service business?
One thing about me is that I'm a young boy who is coming and I'm trying to establish myself. But that work I'm doing, the pay is not good. I work meat driver at the same time be a mate. A month they'll give me 1,200. Which I see that it's not helping me and my family. That's why I decided to go in for this one.
Right.
And Mr. Johnny, this is our job. The day I went to the office today, the cars are it's about 100 something pieces.
Wow.
But Mr. Johnny, if you see the line over there, unemployment rate is high.
A lot of people are lining up to pick it.
If you like, the last time I went to Northern region, my dad was sick. I went to Northern region. I came back because I couldn't pay. They came for my car. And it is in the contract that when you don't pay for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they send an email, they will come for the car. And if God be on my side, is somebody who helped me. If not, like, I'll lose my car. That's why the fact, say, I work from 1 year to 8 months, like I'll lose the car. And I'll not get it again.
Right. I just want to ask a question, Fuima, that when you are unable to pay for, say, 4 days, do they and they come for the car, is there a process through which you can actually show reason? Because there are chances where you could fall sick as a human being. The body will fail you.
That's right.
and you will not be able to work. Do they make provisions for something happening like that so that you do not lose the car?
No. So what happened is that if in case you are sick and the sickness is severe like that, you have to send the car to the office so that you pack it in the office. Then you have to come home. So when you are okay, then you go in for the car.
Right.
But
if the car is with you, you pay. You work with us. You don't work with you will pay.
So you have to always render the car if it's not working, which is understandable because. But then have there also been instances where people are with, let's say, Bolt or maybe Yango, and they decide to turn off their application or the software, and they decide to do their own thing with the vehicle, trying to install other apps and use them. Have there been instances like that?
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah, so people do. Perhaps that's why they ask you to come and park their car if you're not.
But they have everything, the system, everything.
They are trackers on the vehicles,
moving,
right?
And the car is not moving. They see it. Let's say yesterday, like I didn't work. The whole day I didn't move the car, but I'll pay for yesterday.
So usually, let's understand. If the car is seen as not moving, do you get a call from a supervisor of a sort to say that, hey, FOIMA, why are you not working? What's wrong? That's what I want to understand, whether or not these companies also consider you as a major stakeholder to check on you to make sure that you are comfortable. Do they do that?
Yes, because the only thing they do is that they say the car have to do, the car is an agreement with Uber, so therefore automatically the car have to be on the road. So if you have money to pay self-crapple, the car have to move.
I see.
But if the car is not moving, it is then that you call to finance. Why? For the past 3 days or 5 days now, the car is not moving. So what is happening?
Oh, so it has to take days.
Yeah. But if a day like this, they won't call you. 2 days, they won't call you. 3 days, they won't call you. Maybe let's say going to a week before you get a call. And I myself like this, I never stay in the house for let's say a week before, so I never get a call from them.
If you ever had a brush with the police or the law, somebody takes you to court, do you have access to lawyers who are at your disposal to help you out, or are you left to your own fate?
Honestly speaking, I never have any encounter like this before. But what I know, they might have a lawyer, but we, the drivers, we don't have.
So I'm saying that if you, the driver, for example, is involved in an accident and somebody wants to press civil charges against you and takes you to court, they bring the summons to you. Do you have access to a lawyer, or even if it's made a criminal issue, it goes to court?
Does a company come in
to give you a lawyer?
To be honest, I never heard something like that before, so I may not know what to say about this.
FOIMA, thank you very much for speaking to us. We wish you all the best. We'll see what we can, what advocacy we can push regarding this. But
right, FOIMA, so thank you. He mentioned that the vehicle was going to cost, was it 321,000?
In Kekanenyo.
Yeah. That's a FOIMA. Well, on a CARES research as to how much this vehicle, so we're seeing it's ranging between 139,000.
Exactly the point.
To 190,000.
What vehicle car is it?
Suzuki Expresso.
The one that looks like Matches box, no?
Yes, that's small.
Christ.
That's small.
And after 2 years, they will now have to work for 2 years so that's like twice the price. Twice.
Yeah. If
and twice the price, the company will be making money. Charlie, no, we have to. How much tax is paid to the country
through all of that?
Yeah, it's important.
That's what if we open it up.
No, let's open it up.
And which we are doing is the reason why I brought it up.
This one, thankfully got someone. We are just taking it out of the container. So, what we have done now, let's assume that this whole matter is in a can, a sealed can, and it's in a paper bag. We have just taken it out of the paper bag and put it on the table. Now we are going to bring the tin opener, right? Come and open this one up. Open it and see what is inside proper.
Absolutely. On Facebook, Kojo Fiagbe says today is his birthday. Fiagbe, happy birthday to you. He's one of the regulars on the Facebook stream. I see the lines beeping. I don't know if it's a bit more in terms of drivers wanting to share.
People mean the topic.
Because, I mean, I'm tempted to say he is lucky because he pays 250 cedis a day. I know. I met a driver who pays 500 cedis a day.
Charlie, and you have to do it.
Yeah.
Hook or crook.
You have to pay 500 cedis a day as service.
Charlie, and then
before your Bolt charges or your ride-hailing service charges will come in, before your fuel, and then you have to now find what you will use or you take home. Otherwise,
so Atoke Skyman Airbender Lamarck says Ghanaians are brepping. Emil Smith says good morning, and Dramani says good morning. Sir, also Nyamugi wants us to speak to minister or someone from government. Nyamugi, Niga or Afe on Natri.
Bill is here.
Yeah,
he will do
Bill
sports for us.
My appeal to
our coach will address us on Thursday.
You
wait. Yes. We'll get to our coach. I want to appeal to those who book the rights. Uber, Yango, Bolt, whatever it is.
Go a bit easy on
you have heard the frustration.
Yeah.
Take your time. Look, I have had a situation where a Bolt driver, and it was an elderly man, about maybe 50, 56, like matured. He was like some 19-year-old girl talking anyhow to the gentleman. So the man, at some point, he got angry. Apparently, she's been doing it over the past 6-7 minutes. She got angry. They dropped the girl in front of our gate here. The man just parked the car. I was going to buy a banana from Fatih. The man just parked the car. And he says, Madam, Pacho CY, mean to me in Kobium. So then now she started feeling remorseful that I said, no, mean to me in Kobium. Upa report to me. Blah, blah. Good thing for him was it was his own vehicle. And this was a man who says, look, he doesn't want to do any work anymore. Charlie, and even then, when we were there in the matter, when the man said he won't go again, he cancelled the trip himself. Come see fire. And this is a 19-year-old girl. 90. Somebody asked the agents, I'm 19, so what? And they do this. So, Charlie, take your time.
Tempest should come down a bit.
Slow down for them. Charlie, if you see us, it's better than armed robbery.
Oh.
It's better than armed robbery.
If
they don't find this work and you don't give them peace of mind and the support, they'll come to your house. You wait.
It's one thing that I will always say, that I can never understand the Ghanaian as to why they believe some jobs are better off than others, and they want to look down because somebody is in the ride here. If the person were not in that vehicle, how would you move
get
to your destination? So respect has to be across board, irrespective.
And I'm very interested in the part where the ride-hailing system must also protect their drivers.
Yeah.
They must because the drivers are the main stakeholders to make the business thrive. Charlie, what time is the briefing?
It's at 1 p.m. on Thursday.
Thursday?
At the Alisa Hotel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's going to a hotel to do it. The GFA, what happened to the GFA office?
Oh, that place is a small place.
Oh, relax. I'm saying, but what do you need? What do you
need? You can't box the people in. There'll be Jama and all that.
Relax.
Yes, Jamboree.
Relax. When the GFA had their elections, where did they have it?
Their elections? Oh, yes. It was at the north.
No, there was one that they did here in Accra.
Here in Accra?
Yes, the GFA office. There was something major that they did there.
Oh, they've done squad announcements in...
So why can't they do the press conference there? Why are we going to spend money again at Alisa Hotel? Money that we say we don't have.
I have no idea.
You see the Ajana 2 I've been talking about.
Bill will do sports for us now.
To the sports segment here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Bill Ishen. To our first story, Black Stars coach Carlos Queiroz will address the media at a press conference on Thursday at the Aliza Hotel in Accra. The event, scheduled for 1 p.m., will bring together members of the media to interact with the Portuguese trainer following his appointment as Black Stars head coach last week. Queiroz will use the platform to share his vision for the team, outline his technical philosophy, and answer questions from the press ahead of this summer's FIFA World Cup in Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Now, in some other news, Prince Yaousu has stepped down from his role as interim head coach of Asante Kotoko with immediate effect, bringing a short stint at the helm to an end. In a resignation letter addressed to the club's management, Owusu indicated that his decision was made in the best interest of the team. Now, the club's management has since acknowledged his departure, expressing gratitude for his professionalism and contribution during his time in charge. Following the exit, Hamza Obeng, who currently leads the club's youth team, has been appointed to take charge of the senior side on an interim basis. He will oversee the team for the remainder of the season as the club works towards a more permanent solution. Now let's do some more here because former Black Stars defender Samuel Osei-Kuffour has weighed in on Ghana's ongoing debate over dual nationals, urging a more proactive approach in recruiting diaspora talent ahead of future tournaments. In an exclusive interview with 3 Sports, the ex-Black Stars defender admitted that Ghana often finds itself at a disadvantage when competing with European nations for players of Ghanaian descent.
As a Ghanaian parent, you base in Europe, and your son is playing so well, and that your son is Jude Bellingham, both parents from Ghana. Will you allow Jude Bellingham to play for Ghana or England?
I will consider the bigger economic benefit.
Yes, because either we like it or we don't like it, we are second choice.
Yes, that's the truth.
That's what people have to understand.
Yeah.
Either we like it or we don't like it, we are second choice.
And it goes beyond football,
Yes.
It goes beyond patriotism.
Okay, so now if Duku, Frimpong, not Jiku,
Yeah.
Doku,
Yeah.
Frimpong, and all those players, if we have got them young, all of them will play for Ghana. So that's why I'm using the office in Europe. Let get them young. Let them come here and face the atmosphere. Let them find the good feeling around the team, either it's under 17, under 20, or under 23, including the Black Stars. Let get them young. If we get them young, we have opportunity to build our national team.
That was Samuel Osei-Kuffour speaking exclusively to 3 Sports. Moving on, in a bid to unearth a talent for national development, the launch of the 2026 Milo Under-13 Champions League took place on Friday at the headquarters of Nestle Ghana. The following 3 Sports reports has more details.
The Esipon Stadium will be buzzing with excitement from the 20th of April to the 25th as the search for Ghana's next star continues. Nestle Ghana has unveiled the 2026 edition of its Milo U13 Champions League, marking the return of one of the country's most prominent grassroots football tournaments. The launch, held at the company's head office in Accra on Friday, signals the start of a week-long competition that will bring together young footballers from across Ghana. 16 basic schools, representing all regions, are set to compete for the title. The competition, which resumed in 2025 after a 5-year absence, has undergone several changes, including a redesigned logo and a newly introduced trophy. Speaking at the ceremony, Corporate Communications and Public Affairs Manager at Nestle Ghana, Deborah Kwabla, stated the importance of the Milo U13 Champions League.
The schools that participate in the tournament has a lot to gain. The fact that if you help the young people to prepare properly, you are teaching them values, you are helping them to be active, and then by the time they get into the last 16 and become finalists and win the cup, the school becomes popular, okay? So we know what winning does to people. It boosts your morale, it makes you feel good, it gives you a lot of confidence.
Meanwhile, the category manager for beverages at Nestle Ghana, Myron Otu, expressed his excitement.
You know, we are back refreshed and more revived, and this is at skill and with intent. So, like you witnessed here at the launch, it's going to be an exciting journey, and it goes beyond the tournament on the finals day. So I just urge the Ghanaians to expect something spectacular from the kids, but also an impact that permeates across the regions and the whole country. Pretty much that. I'm super excited. In fact, I cannot wait. I'm just getting. I'm just waiting for mine.
Former Ghana captains Asamoah Gyan and Stephen Appiah both graced the event as ambassadors. Gyan, a beneficiary of grassroots football, stressed the importance of developing and finding talent at a young age.
This is very, very important for Ghana, especially because talking about Milo Champions League, we've got a lot of players who are already playing in the national team. They've discovered a lot of talent, not only in football, different activities. So I think it's a very good thing for Ghana. This initiative started way back, and I'm a product of Milo. So it's something that has been very, very important for us, and we are very, very grateful.
The Milo U13 Champions League promises loads of excitement for young talent across Ghana.
That was a report on Milo's Under-13 Championship. Now, Ghana forward Joseph Pinto has expressed delight after netting on his return to action to help LA Galaxy to a comeback draw against FC Dallas in the MLS. The 28-year-old spent 6 weeks on the sidelines due to injury, but made huge impact following his return, creating and scoring in the 2-2 draw. While speaking to the club media after the match, Pinto opened up about his journey back from injury and the emotions of making such an impactful return.
Yeah, first of all, I'll give thanks to God. It's been a rough journey for me with injuries, but now I just thank God for me coming back, me having an assist and a goal. It seems really wonderful. We just keep on going because coming here and playing is really tough, and we having this point is really something great. So we keep on and we keep working, Columbus, and we just kick something there and we come home and then we finish it there.
That was Joseph Pinto speaking there. Let's now do some women's football because the head coach of Ghana's Under-17 women's team, the Black Maidens, Joe Nana Daakwa, has reaffirmed the team's commitment to strict age verification following past sanctions over eligibility breaches. His remarks come after the Confederation of African Football banned Ghana from 2 editions of the Under-17 Women's Africa World Cup African qualifiers over an age fraud incident in 2022. The fallout triggered reforms in player screening within the national team setup. Now speaking after a side's emphatic 6-0 win over Togo, Nana Daakwa stressed the lessons have been learned and safeguards strengthened to prevent a repeat.
In terms of ages, right now, we are always careful about whatever we are doing. Any player that we pick, we send the player to FA to go through everything, go into their system and see that they can play for U17. So, no shaky.
That was Joe Nana Daakwa speaking. Now let's head to Europe because Wolves have been mathematically relegated to the Championship following West Ham's 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace in the Premier League. West Ham's victory lifts them to 33 points, moving them further ahead of the drop zone and leaves Wolves on 17 points, 18 adrift of safety. With just 5 matches left, it's not possible for Rob Edwards' side to amass enough points to finish higher than 18. As a result, they return to the Championship after 8 years in the top flight and suffering their first relegation since 2012. Still in England, Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira has identified Antoine Semenyo as one of the Premier League's premier performers since the turn of the year, following the forward's transformative impact at Manchester City. Now speaking on Sky Sports ahead of City's crucial 2-1 victory over Arsenal, Vieira praised the Ghanaian international for his character and consistent goal-scoring form since his £64 million move from Bournemouth in early January.
I think he's been one of the best players in the Premier League since January. He came into the team with a strong character, personality. He's been scoring goals and he's been playing all the games so far. So he's been quite really impressive since joining Arsenal.
That was Patrick Vieira on Antoine Semenyo. Now, Real Madrid have won the UEFA Youth League final, effectively the Champions League for under-19 teams after beating Club Brugge in a penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw on a sun-splashed evening in Switzerland. Real Madrid are only the third team to win multiple titles after Barcelona, who've won 3, and Chelsea, who've won 2. Club Brugge were the first Belgian side to reach the final and the 14th different finalist from the 12 distinct association. They were also the first Belgian club to reach the UEFA competition final since Action 21 Charleroi in the 2024-25 UEFA Futsal Cup. And that brings an end to sport here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Bill Lishen. We'll see you same time tomorrow with more updates from the world of sports. But until then, have a great morning.